Alright, let's be honest. Everyone talks about the same big AAA blockbusters over and over. But what about those hidden treasures that got lost in the shuffle? In this video, we're diving into 15 forgotten games you've probably never played, but absolutely should. These are the kind of underrated gems that slipped under the radar, yet deliver way more fun, depth, and surprises than you'd expect. Whether you missed them the first time or never even heard of them. Trust me, there's something in here that'll make you wonder how you skipped it. So buckle up, because some of these picks might just become your next favorite game. Which one will it be? Singularity is one of those overlooked sci-fi shooters that totally deserves more love set on a mysterious Soviet island where time itself has gone haywire. You step into the boots of a soldier armed with the TMD, or time manipulation device, which lets you age or rewind objects, enemies, and parts of the environment in real time. It's a wild blend of first-person action, clever puzzle solving, and eerie storytelling, all wrapped in an atmosphere that's equal parts creepy and cool. The visuals might not be cutting edge today, but the gritty design, twisted creatures, and time-ravaged environments still pull you in. What makes Singularity stand out is how it constantly keeps you guessing. 1 minute you're battling mutated soldiers. The next, you're shifting time to rebuild a broken staircase, or unraveling the dark secrets of a Cold War experiment gone wrong. It's fast-paced, smart, and packed with just the right mix of action and suspense to keep you hooked from start to finish. Velvet Assassin is a stealth-driven action game that puts you in the shoes of a courageous female spy behind enemy lines during a dark and dangerous time in history. What really makes it stand out is the mood. It's slow, tense, and atmospheric, with levels that push you to sneak through shadows, silently take out enemies, and plan every move with care. The visuals lean into a gritty, war-torn aesthetic, with flickering lights, crumbling buildings, and eerie silence adding to the suspense. The story unfolds from the perspective of the main character reflecting on her missions, giving the game a more personal and emotional touch than most stealth titles. It's not about running in guns blazing, it's about patience, timing, and using the environment to your advantage. Whether you're disabling lights to stay hidden or carefully sneaking past patrols, Velvet Assassin keeps things intense in a quiet, gripping way that fans of slower-paced stealth games will definitely appreciate. Darkwatch throws you into a wild mashup of old-school Western shootouts and supernatural chaos, where you play as a gunslinger caught between the world of the living and the undead. The gameplay is all about fast-paced first-person action with a twist. You're not just blasting enemies with revolvers and shotguns, you're also using dark powers to turn the tide in your favor. The setting is gritty and unique, blending spooky horror vibes with dusty frontier towns and eerie crypts, all lit by moonlight and gunfire. What makes it really fun is the way it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's all about having a good time, mowing down monsters, and riding through a creepy, stylized version of the Wild West. Whether you're storming haunted train yards or galloping into battle on horseback, Darkwatch delivers a cool mix of action, style, and supernatural flair that still holds up if you're into games that break away from the usual formula. Alpha Protocol is one of those rare spy-themed action RPGs where your choices actually shape how the story unfolds. And that's what makes it so interesting to play even today. You step into the role of a secret agent and head out on globe-trotting missions full of hacking, stealth, and shootouts. But the real magic is how you interact with other characters. Your dialogue choices and decisions can lead to wildly different outcomes, allies, and consequences. The gameplay blends third-person action with light RPG elements, letting you upgrade skills like stealth, tech, or gunplay, depending on how you want to approach each mission. Visually, it has that early 2000s charm with moody lighting and slick spy-themed environments, from high-tech facilities to crowded city streets. It's not about flashy explosions every second, it's about how you handle the pressure, who you trust, and whether you go in quiet or loud. If you're into games where story decisions actually matter, this one definitely deserves a second look.
All right, you're all done. Head on back.
Marlowe Briggs in The Mask of Death is a wild ride from start to finish. You play as a fearless warrior brought back to life by an ancient mask, and the game wastes no time throwing you into chaotic combat. Every level feels like an action movie, packed with fast-paced fights, giant enemies, and explosive set pieces. You'll carve through waves of foes using spinning blades and over-the-top moves, all while cracking jokes with your mystical mask companion. The game doesn't hold back, it's loud, fun, and full of energy. Environments are varied and vibrant, from dense jungles to cursed temples, keeping things visually exciting. It's a throwback to old-school action games where the goal is simple. Destroy everything in your path and look awesome doing it. If you're after non-stop action with a fun twist, this one is a blast.
Maintenant c'est un obus dans le dos, je crois. J'étais juste assommé.
Hydrophobia puts you in the middle of a sinking city, where every room could flood at any moment. You play as an engineer fighting to stay alive while dealing with a constant threat, water that moves and behaves realistically. It isn't just part of the scenery, it actively changes how you play. You'll be dodging debris, swimming through submerged corridors, and solving puzzles while everything around you collapses. The tension stays high because the environment is always shifting. What sets this game apart is how the water interacts with the world, making each encounter feel dynamic and unpredictable. It's more than survival, it's about adapting fast and thinking on your feet. The atmosphere is dark and immersive, with flickering lights, tight spaces, and the sound of rushing water following you everywhere. It's a unique blend of action and environmental storytelling that keeps you on edge.
Must like you. You're directly below security control. You just need to find a way up.
I didn't sign up for this.
Spec Ops. The Line is one of those rare games that hits you harder than you expect. It starts off looking like a standard third-person military shooter, but before you know it, you're pulled into a gripping, emotional roller coaster that doesn't let go. You play as Captain Martin Walker, leading a Delta Force squad into a sandstorm-ravaged Dubai on what seems like a simple recon mission, but everything quickly spirals into chaos as you're forced to make gut-wrenching choices in a place where nothing is black and white. The gameplay feels tight and intense, with solid cover-based shooting, smart enemy AI, and firefights that feel raw and unpredictable, especially with the constant threat of sandstorms affecting your visibility and tactics. What really makes it stand out, though, is the storytelling. It dives deep into the psychological cost of war, asking tough questions and showing the emotional toll it takes on soldiers in ways most games just don't touch. The atmosphere is haunting, with collapsed skyscrapers buried in sand, eerie silence between battles, and a constant sense that something isn't quite right. Visually, it blends gritty realism with striking scenes of destruction and beauty, making the city feel like a character in itself. It's not just about action, it's about consequences, and by the time you reach the end, you'll be thinking about it long after the credits roll. Enslaved Odyssey to the West invites you into a beautifully crafted post-apocalyptic world, where nature and technology collide in unexpected ways, and you follow the journey of two characters thrown together by fate. The gameplay mixes smooth platforming, clever puzzles, and steady combat that keeps things engaging without ever feeling overwhelming, while you explore lush, overgrown environments filled with remnants of a lost civilization. What really makes the game stand out is the relationship between the two leads, which feels genuine and adds a heartfelt layer to the adventure, making you care about their survival and growth. Visually, the game shines with vibrant colors and detailed settings that blend ancient ruins and futuristic machines, creating a unique atmosphere that feels both hopeful and mysterious. If you're into stories that mix action, emotion, and stunning scenery, this one's a hidden gem worth checking out.
Escape pod 4 launched. 3 pods remaining.
The Saboteur drops you into a vibrant and gritty open-world version of World War II-era Paris, where you play as a rebellious fighter using stealth, sabotage, and high-octane action to take down the occupying forces. What really makes the game stand out is its unique art style that contrasts the dark, oppressive areas controlled by enemies with colorful, lively zones you liberate, giving a real sense of progress and impact as you play. The gameplay mixes intense shootouts with sneaky infiltration and some thrilling parkour moments, all while you explore iconic Parisian streets, rooftops, and landmarks recreated with a distinct flair. The story follows a driven protagonist with a personal vendetta, adding a strong emotional thread that keeps you hooked as you fight to free the city. Visually, the game feels like a living, breathing world caught between shadow and light, where every mission changes the environment around you. If you're into games that combine action, atmosphere, and a taste of history with a rebellious spirit, this one's definitely worth a look.
John, I could use a hand. Keep your left up. Yeah, thanks for the tip. The barman's talking to the police. I'll take care of Veronique. You boy, get out of here. Jules, time to get scarce. Right behind you.
Remember Me invites you into a futuristic world where memories can be hacked and rewritten, blending action-packed combat with clever puzzle solving that keeps things fresh and exciting throughout your journey. You step into the shoes of a skilled memory hunter, navigating the neon-lit streets of a sprawling city filled with advanced technology and hidden secrets. What really makes the game stand out is its unique memory remix mechanic, which lets you alter characters' recollections in creative ways, adding a thoughtful twist to the story and gameplay. Visually, the game mixes sleek cyberpunk aesthetics with vibrant colors and detailed environments that make the city feel alive and immersive. The story unfolds with emotional depth, exploring themes of identity and control, while you unravel mysteries that keep you hooked. If you're into futuristic settings, smart gameplay, and engaging narratives, Remember Me offers a cool blend that's definitely worth diving into. Binary Domain pulls you into a near-future world where advanced robots challenge the very idea of what it means to be human, mixing fast-paced third-person shooting with some surprisingly deep team dynamics. As you guide a squad through intense battles in urban environments, the game stands out by focusing on how your choices and interactions with teammates actually affect the story and how they respond in combat, which adds a fresh layer of connection and strategy. The visuals combine gritty cityscapes with sleek robotic designs, creating a contrast that keeps the atmosphere charged and immersive. What makes this game special is how it balances explosive action with moments that make you think about technology and trust in a way few shooters do. If you're looking for a game that blends solid gunplay with an intriguing narrative and a touch of emotion, Binary Domain is a hidden gem worth checking out.
I thought you said there were only 7 scrap heads out there. Relax. There's nothing we can't handle. Fire! Hey, Dan, this shit's in the way. Shit, there's no end to this.
Dead to Rights. Retribution throws you into a gritty urban world where fast-paced action and slick combat take center stage, letting you experience the chaos through the eyes of a tough cop and his loyal canine partner. The gameplay is a thrilling mix of close-quarters gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, and strategic use of your dog to track down enemies or provide backup, making every encounter feel dynamic and intense. Visually, the game delivers a dark, atmospheric cityscape filled with detailed environments that really pull you into its rough and raw storyline. What makes this game stand out is its blend of classic action movie vibes, with engaging mechanics that keep you on your toes from start to finish. If you enjoy adrenaline-pumping gameplay with a cool duo dynamic and a story full of twists, Dead to Rights, Retribution is definitely worth a look. Dark Messiah of Might and Magic is a unique blend of action and fantasy that really pulls you into its immersive world, with a mix of melee combat, magic, and exploration that feels fresh and engaging. Playing as a young hero thrust into a dangerous quest, you get to experiment with a variety of weapons and spells, combining them creatively to take down enemies in satisfying and sometimes unexpected ways. The game's environments are atmospheric and richly detailed, from shadowy dungeons to sprawling outdoor landscapes, adding to the sense of adventure and danger around every corner. What makes it special is how it balances fast-paced combat with clever physics-based interactions, letting you kick foes off ledges or use the environment to your advantage, which keeps the gameplay feeling dynamic and rewarding. If you're into games that mix skillful fighting with a bit of strategy and a captivating fantasy story, Dark Messiah is definitely one to check out.
Hey! You! Free me! Free me!
That's an odd cargo they have in these cages.
Don't move!
I wonder what would
Inversion is a gripping third-person shooter that stands out thanks to its fresh take on gravity manipulation, letting you experience intense battles where the environment itself can flip upside down and change the way you approach combat. The game puts you in the shoes of a cop caught in a chaotic city under attack, and as you navigate through twisted, shifting landscapes, you use futuristic weapons and gravity-altering tech to outsmart enemies in creative ways. The visuals strike a solid balance between gritty urban settings and sci-fi elements, making each level feel tense and unpredictable. What really makes Inversion special is the smooth blend of action and strategic gameplay where thinking on your feet matters, especially when the world around you isn't behaving as expected. If you enjoy shooters with a unique mechanic that adds an extra layer of excitement and challenge, this one's definitely worth a look.
More of them!
Never Dead is a wild and inventive action game that flips the usual rules by giving you a hero who literally can't die, which makes for some seriously unique gameplay, where losing limbs isn't the end, but just part of the fun, letting you chop off arms and heads and keep fighting in the most unexpected ways. The story takes you on a chaotic ride with a cursed immortal protagonist, navigating a dark and twisted world filled with monsters and mysteries, mixing intense combat with moments of clever problem solving as you figure out how to use your unusual condition to your advantage. Visually, the game balances gritty, eerie environments with a hint of comic book flair, making every scene feel alive and a bit unpredictable. What makes Never Dead stand out is this perfect blend of humor, non-stop action, and the challenge of managing your character's dismemberment while staying on top of the fight, which keeps things fresh and exciting from start to finish. If you're into something offbeat and love games that break the mold with a fun, fearless attitude, this one is definitely worth checking out.
Sí, pero ¿para qué? ¿Cómo, mejor dicho? No, es inmune. Solo se le puede matar con el poder de la medium. La cosa es cómo utilizo...
Thanks so much for sticking around and checking out these 15 forgotten gems that deserve way more love. I hope you found a few new favorites to dive into. I'd love to hear which ones surprised you the most, or if there's a hidden classic you think should have made the list. So drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you're into discovering cool games and want to keep the good vibes going, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome content right here on proawplayer. And hey, stick around because next time we're diving into some seriously underrated games that will totally change how you think about your gaming library, so you won't want to miss it.